Long ago in the 1400s, there were people who lived in Europe and liked to live comfortably. As societies grew, the greed for power and wealth raged across the land. The need for spices was getting so big that a trade route was made called the Silk Road. People and slaves were sent by families and masters
Next
to
one.
gather and trade resources from Asia. It was a long, slow, and dangerous journey because of the bandits who raided traders along this route. Innovations of shipbuilding enabled the accessibility to
And the
begin
next one.
further travel out to sea and further expeditions across the tip of Africa. For fear that this route was getting slower and more dangerous, a man called Christopher Columbus decided to find a faster and safer route by sea to India using
Okay.
one of the more advanced ships called the Caravel. Instead of making it to India, he discovered America and told
And
the
the next one.
European leaders, who began travel to the Americas. As Europeans went and explored, new foods were being brought back to Europe, and in return, European food was sent to the Americas. Since there was access to new foods, Europeans added these foods into their diets. In addition, these foods also
And the next
extended
one.
the average person's life and prevented some illnesses in Europe. Along with food, European animals were sent to the Americas and revolutionized indigenous hunting and travel methods. These animals not only helped the indigenous populations but also the
Oh
Europeans
shoot.
that received the shipments. To solve the
Password's
trade of livestock and food,
four one
diseases
four
were making
four
their
one
way
four eight.
across the ocean, and many indigenous people were dying because they didn't have cures for the
Yeah,
foreign
just wait.
diseases.
And then
For example, 80 to
4148.
90% of the indigenous population died within 150 years
Did you get
after
it?
Columbus arrived.
What's the disease one?
As Europeans and Africans came
Okay.
to the Americas, they began to make
And
cities
then what's the one
and
after?
take over the land. The indigenous people were forced to live by new cultures, rules, and beliefs that led to the extinction of many indigenous nations. Ever since these events, nations have evolved their laws and
And the
lifestyles to
last one?
accommodate certain needs. Today we live with cars to travel, grocery stores to buy the food we need, and schools to get the education we need, all as a result of innovations, trade, and economy.